Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. It's Friday the 16th of April, the end of another week. We have a few mods. We have a couple of updates. This will be my last mod review for an entire week. I'm away. If you didn't watch yesterday's, I'm going to be away for an entire week. And I'm having a full week away, the first one in about 4 years. I won't be doing any videos at all. So if you want to go back and watch any of my previous ones, that would really help out a lot. Or map tours or anything else, that would be fantastic. Or just really slam the like button on this one. We have got, it's a great way to go out actually, I'll be honest, this week. There are 2 maps as well today. I don't even know if I'm going to get onto them or get them done before I go away tomorrow. There is Stara Huta by Xilac04 and there's Fulkenthal by Vectorman. I will try and do at least one of them if I can before tomorrow. Anyway, the updates for today are as follows. The Ursus C355, C355, MC360, 3P 4x2 by Driver 300 and Gracian 26, and the Seasons Geo Bavaria by Z84 have both had updates today. And in front of me, and I'll be honest, the thumbnail, that's no clickbait. There is a game changer, absolutely. In front of me first, let's get the sheds out of the way. Ready, sheddy, go. The grain storage by M9C. Is it M9 Chalek? M9C Halek. 3.27 megabytes download. 3 slots on console. The door splits there and. Come on. I had the same problem a little while ago. Come on. It does my head in when this happens. Really? No trigger for it. There must be. That's peculiar. You have to do one. Really? You have to do the left gate first? I can only get one. Oh, there we go. Yeah, left gate first, then right gate. Okay. There are lights inside. It's a fair size. There you go. Light switch is there. This you'll find. And the sheds. 22,000 to buy. Slot count will go down from 3 to 1. That's the first. Next, we have got the small double garage. I'm going to turn it off now. The small double garage, 4.14 megabytes download, 12 slots on console. This is by SoSi-Modding and Neroxc. Nice bit of detailing added onto it. Lift up doors. But that looks like it's on already, but could just be my imagination. We do have a light switch here. Let's check it again. It's hard to tell. But there is lighting we can turn on and off with a bit of detailing at the back as well, just to add a little bit of immersion to your double garage should you wish to place one at your home or wherever you want to place it. It's entirely up to you. This is also found under sheds. The small double garage, 5,550. Slot count will drop down from 12 to 1. That's by SoSi-Modding and Neroxc. We have another kennel today. The Brazilian doghouse. Not quite sure what makes this Brazilian. Looks like it's OSB. Chipboard-esque. Probably OSB. If we press L3, we can get water and feed. The dog should come back. We can do our usual petting of the dog and those kind of things. This is 0.80 megabytes download. 2 slots on console. It's by Adam's Kong. You actually get dog food with it, which is rather handy. Now, there are 2 options for this. I don't want to get caught up in the whole non-gender specific and all that kind of thing. That's why I went for the pink one. There's a green one or a pink one for the actual dog's bowl. Whichever you go for is entirely your choice. 1,000 to buy and place. You can only put 1 per farm, but that's the Brazilian doghouse by Adam's Kong. Next, we have these. These are the Irmo Evo FSV pack. I think I got that right. by Mirozed. 7.97 megabytes download, 5 slots each on console. There's a smaller one which is a 3-point link mounted, and it stays on the 3-point link. Then there's the larger version. Now it's weird because it says on the website. Oh no, it's a 3, 4, and 5. It does say 3 meter, 4 meter, and a 2.2. They didn't come out of those dimensions. The 2.2 meter is the smaller one. Then this one we can have it as a 4 furrow or a 5 furrow. Really nicely detailed though. Loads going on. These are the turnable flip over type plows as well. This one when unfolded will drop down onto the floor as well because it's a bit longer. It is 3-point link mounted, but for transport the wheels do come out to go onto the ground. You'll find these under tools and plows. The PSV Evo 3 is 15 grand to buy. Slot count goes down from 5 to 1. 180 horsepower required. 2.2 meters wide. That's weird because it says 2 meters and 2.2. 6 miles an hour. We can change the main colour from grey, from white to grey. We can have universal mould boards or slatted mould boards. And it says depth 30 or 40. Changes the other sections for the depth. 16 grand. If you had the extra bits on, then we've got the FSV Evo 4/5, the 4 shank version, and then there's a 5 shank. Rim colour, we can have grey or silver. Main colour, we can have in the white or the grey again. Universal mould boards or slatted mould boards. Wheels type 1, 2 or 3. Depth 30 or 40 centimetres again. Then we can have 4 ploughshares or 5 ploughshares, which increases the length. Yeah, because on the website it says 3 and 4 meters. It's 2.6 and 3.3. That's not quite 4, but you know, within there's going to be tolerances within that. So what we'll do is just show you the animations of the ploughs. You know, I would imagine, unless you're completely new to the game, how a plough works now. L1 and X unfolds the plough. Can open the help menu. We can turn the plough, so when you get to the end of the row and turn to come back the other way, so you've got your leading edge of your furrows in the right place. L1 and X rotates the plough. So when you're coming back down the other way. Raising and lowering, as you might expect. You can create fields with both of these, L1 and triangle on PlayStation, and then when you go off grid, so to speak, L1 and triangle, drop it down. We can increase the size of our fields or create completely new ones on ground previously undisturbed by mankind. So that's the smaller of the two, the FSV3. I went for an FSV5. I think I need to. It won't let me oh, it will. Okay. Sometimes it won't let you disconnect a plough unless it's been refolded into the position. So this is how this one comes in that position. For transport, you fold it, so it comes kind of unfolded already. Now, weirdly, there's no pivot point off the 3-point link, so we'll get it down to the ground. Like so. So for transport, but when you turn, it's kind of dragging those wheels around because there's no pivot point for it, which I thought was a bit odd. But it does touch the ground for transport. So, unfold it. Same thing again, this one you can turn the plough when you get to either end. I'll leave it in its position. You've already seen the other one turned. I think that one I went for standard mould boards. This one I've got slatted mould boards. Folds the wheels away. Drop it down, and away we go. There we go. So the Irmo Evo FSV pack by Mirozed. Moving on. We have this, the case IH DC133, 2.85 megabytes download. This is by Whiskey Sierra Modding, Adub Modding, and ABP team. Now, as you can see in the background, I've got the standard in-game New Holland Discbind 313. This is, for all intents and purposes, a reskin, but it's for those case fans. I know a lot of people like having the case equipment. So it does exactly the same. It's the same size, dimensions, price, horsepower as the standard in-game Discbind, but a case version of. Did I say it was 2.85 megabytes download? Yeah, 6 slots on console. If we go to mowers, which is where you'll find it, the Discbind there is 17 grand, 90 horsepower, runs at 13 miles an hour, 4 meters wide. This one requires 90 horsepower, 4 meters wide, 13 miles per hour, 17 grand to buy. There are no options available. You get it in the case IH red. That's what we'll do. If you haven't used a Discbind-esque type mower before, we unfold the mower, L1 and X unfolds the mower. Then, I'm going to open this because I'll get it wrong. Yeah, L1 and right stick side to side swings the mower. So as you drive forward, see what we'll do, we'll turn it on, we'll drop it down. Now you could be using this in conjunction with the front mower as well, in your front 3-point link if you wanted to. I know on FS19 there were various different attachments and you could have like multiple ones of these running on the backs and things. So as we go along, if I now do L1 on my right stick side to side, I can adjust that mower either side to get it into a position I particularly want, all the way out, all the way back again during the mowing process. Or I can just have it directly behind as a 4-meter mower. He says, not quite behind, but nearly. There we go. Directly behind if I want. Turn it off. Raise it up. Job done. There's no swathing option or anything for this. That's how it mows. Out to 4 meters. Very nice indeed. Something for you case fans out there. The case IH DC133 by Whiskey Sierra Modding, Adub Modding, and ABP team. Moving on again. We have these, the Lizard Attack 10,500, 14.36 megabytes download, 11 slots each. There are 2 different versions of this by SrVertex and Tiik Modding. They look like, and are, for all intents and purposes, sugarcane trailers. Now we have got a few of these already, and you may be asking, what do we need more for? Well, these have got some additions to them. They're very nicely made, nicely detailed. There's a couple of light options. As you can see on the front one, I think we're on a 2.5 meter wheelbase width. That one's, I think, at a 3.5. As you can see, it's much wider, much more stable on hilly terrain and those kind of things. We'll have a look at them under sugarcane technology, which is where you'll find them. So we've got the TAC 10,500, the TAC 10,500 easy discharge. I'll show you both those and what the difference is between the two. 25,000 litre capacity, 130 horsepower required to build them. They do hook together, as you've already just seen. The difference between these and the regular ones for sugarcane, they will do your forage type crops, sugarcane, silage, wood chips, grass, hay, straw, chaff. These ones have been added in potatoes, sugar beet and manure as well. So it kind of gives you a broader forage experience with your trailers. We can change our rim colour to anything on that palette. Our main colour to anything on that palette. We've got quite a few tyre options. I'm not going to read them all out, but what we'll do is we'll go through them. You can see them change. Under Trelleborg, we've got a few different sizes and widths. Back to the standard. Michelin. I think we've only got 200 actually under Michelin. XBib and XBib HD. Mitas are standard, those kind of knobbly ones. They're Nokians. Yeah, a few in there as well. Then on the back, we've got lights. That's as far as we can zoom in. So we've got the old light model 01, the old light model 02. They're hanging down kind of underneath. Then we've got the new light model, which puts them up on the frame 01 and 02. back to the old light model. We've got the width of the wheelbase, 2.5 metre, 3 metre, or a 3.5 metre wheelbase or track. Now this says bucket can, and this is where the logos are either end. So you've got it the same colour as the vehicle. You can have it without the logo, but the plate there. You can have it a darker, like a, well, I suppose it's black, isn't it? For all intents and purposes. Without the logo, and then without it at all, so it's kind of clear all the way through. Now those are the options on both of these, the standard or the easy discharge. The only difference between the two is the easy discharge part of that, but all the other options are identical. Like I say, they are very nicely made and nicely detailed. The front one, I have got sugarcane in. The rear one I've got manure in because I thought it might be interesting. Let me just make sure I've got the right one highlighted. So I'm going to open my menu. On the standard one, to empty this out, it's a kind of manual control. So L1, right stick side to side, sorry, no, right stick up and down. Down takes it up, and up takes it down. And then side to side is what does your tip function. So when you're tipping into another trailer or a sale point, or whatever you might be doing, that's how you do it. So that's your standard kind of configuration for most of them. What we'll do is we'll hook up to that one. Now this one, the easy discharge option, L1, and now we've got the option that says pipe out. So for this one, if I just do down on the D-pad, I don't have to mess around with all those other controls. It will do it all in one function. It's just an easy discharge option. It just saves you having to muck around with your joysticks and those kind of things. So you can have one where it's more manual and the other one where it's automated and it just does it for you. Those are the two options, or the differences between those two options. Those are the trailers, the additional things we get with them, 25,000 litre capacity, they're hooked together. You can have a right old chain of those if you've got enough horsepower to pull them. But very nice. They are indeed the Lizard Attack 10,500 by SrVertex and Teak modding. Moving on again, we have got this. Now this is a pack, the pack Tatra E6, 32.08 megabytes download, 18 slots on console for the main vehicle. As you can see, the backs are lifted, and I've got quite a few of them because there are quite a few of them in this pack. This by JZD Vidhostice, I think it is. I think it's Vidhostice. That's what I wrote down. Yes. So we have got the SEK 802 back, which has a few different configurations, 3 different capacities, and then you've got a bale loading one. So I put the bale loading one out as well. We've got one under crop protection, which will do herbicide, liquid fertilizer, I think possibly water. We've got one that does water and milk. There is just a water option. We've got one that does fuel and DEF, I think. And we've got one that does slurry, and it has got a kind of marker thing on there you can see in the back. Now this is a tanker, it's not a spreader. That bit on the back isn't for spreading, but I'm pretty sure it does say these are compatible with, where are we? Manure mod. So with the manure mod, pipes and things will hook up. So what we'll have a look at is the options on all of those bits and bobs. The vehicle itself is under trucks. So the Phoenix 6x6 aggro truck, 141 grand for the base model. Like I said, 18 slots for that, which will drop down to 1 for any subsequent models you buy. So our main colour, we can change to anything on that palette. Rim colour, anything on that palette. We've got a stainless steel, a metallic, black. There's a few metallics there, then we go on to kind of standard ones. If you want a metallic, I prefer the kind of stainless steel type options, but that's just me. We've then got options for tyres. We've got Trelleborg and Michelin's. Nothing within those, just those 2 options. Then configuration 1, this is the look of the actual vehicle. Configuration 1, configuration 2, configuration 3, back to 1 again. Then we've got the Phoenix PACCAR MX. Now that's the PACCAR engine, which is a fairly new one, I think, in conjunction with DAF. So we have got the 363 horsepower, 390 horsepower, 429 horsepower, 400. Hang on. MX11s Then does it go on to the MX13? Okay. I say it went 390, 429, then back to 405, because we're on to the MX13 now. 405, 456, 503, and then back to 363 again. So 503 horsepower is the highest you go. That does add another 20,000 onto the price of the vehicle, though, should you wish to. Let's hop in. What's interesting about this, let's turn the lights off, is when you start the engine, look at the lights in the front. Side lights, I love that. Light options, pretty cool. Horn, beacons. Now from inside, L1 and right stick, no. I knew I was going to have to do this. Yeah, L right stick, I was inside, so L1 and right stick up and down does your mirrors to the left. R1 and right stick up and down does your right mirror, so you've got mirror movements. There's no doors or anything open on this. Nicely detailed, but what I like is it sounds electric. We've got a tick over sound at the moment, but listen. That's something a bit different, isn't it? Now, it does have a rear trailer hitch, but it doesn't have a fifth wheel. So this is only compatible with this pack, with all these bits that come with it. So you can't use it as a regular semi-trailer. One thing I will say, or another thing I will say, is that hooking up to the backs, there's not a lot of margin for error. You need to be quite accurate. Coming in at an angle, when you try and hook up to these, you tend to catch the legs, or I've found I've tended to catch the legs. So this is the Straumann SEK 802 back in the largest capacity. I think it's, I want to say 19,000 litres. Cover open, like so. We'll have a look at all these in just a second. Tip function, L1, R1. We can tip to the rear, we can tip grain door, we can do tip left, tip right on this. So what we'll do, turn the engine off, and let's have a look at these. So under tools and trailers, the SEK 802 on the end, 24 grand. The slot count on that is 14, which then drops to 1 for subsequent ones. It takes pretty much everything. Options, we can change the main colours, anything on that palette. Design colour, we'll change that to green. That's for a cover, so you won't see any change yet. Capacity, 12,000 litres. 19, oh, it goes higher. 24,000, so I said 19, I was wrong, sorry. So we've got the 19,000, then the 24,000, which adds a shovel and a broom on there as well. Then we can have cover yes or no. I think that's the same on the, yeah, on the 19,000 cover yes or no, and that's the design colour. And then we've got bale loading wagon, which is the one I had next to it, and then back to 12,000 again. Like so. The next one we'll look for is under crop protection. So the MKS12. The MKS12 backs are 24 slots. It's a 12,000 litre tank. This will hold liquid fertiliser, it will hold herbicides, digestate and water. But not slurry. That's weird. That's not the slurry icon, is it? That's the water icon. Yeah, I wonder if that's the wrong icon. Anyway, regardless. Options, we can change the main colour. We've got a yellow, we've got a grey, and we've got a white in that. So that's for your kind of crop protection type things. Now under slurry tanks, we've got the ZDT ACV826. That will run you 21 slots and then drop down to 2. This will do slurry, digestate and water, not all at the same time. You'd want to probably separate those out. 23 grand, 14,000 litre capacity. And like I say, this is a tanker. This is not a sprayer, a spreader. It is for transporting. We can change the main colour to white and to black. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss anything. Then under animals, wasn't it? I think it was animals. Pretty sure. Now under animals, we've got 2. So for 23,000, you've got one that just transports water. This is what I think is a bit odd. I'm not sure about this. Now this is the same as the MKS12. It says 24 slots, and you can see I've already got one of the other ones. That one just does water. That one does water and milk, or milk. So you can do both in that one. But the one that does both is less than the one that only does one. It doesn't really matter, does it? They're 12,000 litre capacity. The one that just does water, we can change the colour from black to chrome to stainless steel to zinc. I think it's the same on this one. Slightly different shape, still 12,000 litre. Oh yeah, we've got stainless steel, we've got chrome and zinc. And then I'm pretty sure the last one is under miscellaneous, and that's the fuel. The MKS12 does your diesel and I think DEF. Pretty sure. Same thing, there's 24 slots, that goes down to 2. Options available. We've got a chrome, a stainless steel, a zinc, white and grey. I left it in the yellow because I just thought it looked rather cool because it's transporting fuel. So as you can see, we have sort of one of each. I mean, at the end of the day, there's not really anything else to show on those. They connect, they disconnect. The capacities we've just looked at. We've looked at the colour options. I think the only one that actually has an option to open, I think, is this one here. Yeah, open cover does that. But I'm pretty sure none of the others do. Oh, I would get into the same one again, wouldn't I? Oh, need to start the engine. No, there's no option to open cover on that one. Just refill a diesel, whatever you want to do. But so, yeah, I mean, there's loads of different backs, loads of different options to look at, a few different colour choices here and there. I mean, you don't need one lorry for each one, you just need one lorry, and that's the whole point of all the backs. But for me, it was just a bit easier for getting them all down here. So yeah, a few options available on that pack. That's the pack Tatra E6 by JZD Vidhostice, which brings me on to the Game Changer. Now this is incredible. They said it couldn't be done. They said it would never happen. What I love about this is how seemingly nothing it is. But wow. It's not the Land Rover, it's what's in the Land Rover. This is the placeable pillow. Great, you say. We've had all sorts of placeables. Wonderful. 0.19 megabytes download. Literally nothing. One slot. Literally nothing. This is by Scarred Soul 13. And here's what you do with the pillow. Let's see if I can pick it up first. That'd be rather handy, wouldn't it? Let's drop down there. Come on. Stop being a buff-on about it. Right, I'll take out the back of there and I'll put it down. Boom! There's my pillow. Wonderful. Go up to it. It's a sleep trigger. I'm not tired at the moment. That's fine. But we were told you couldn't have a movable sleep trigger. It won't work. It can't work. I've always said there's always someone out there that will fiddle around. All these things that people say, but you can't because of scripting. Not necessarily this specifically. You can't have this, you can't have that on console, you can't do that. So it just takes the right person doing the right thing to crack it, to solve it, and it's been done. This is a game changer. Anyone that then comments and says, oh, rubbish, are you kidding me? That's amazing. We can now take this wherever we want. Let's just throw it over there. And then when we go over to it, I think I'll have a kip over here. That's now you don't have to worry. You can go camping. You can do whatever you like, and you can sleep wherever you stop. You can move from house to house to house. Let's put it in the back of there. Let's close the back up. Let's go elsewhere. This is brilliant. It's incredible. I love the concept. I love the idea. I can't get over how low the megabyte download is, how low the slot count is, and what a massive change that is to the game. Now, if you don't use the sleep trigger, it's not going to be a game changer. You know, the fact when we got doormats and we got deck chairs and we got things so you could have a house placed and you could put your doormat in front of it, whatever house you wanted. I think it was Jim that did the first one, and a few people did others. I'm sure it was Jim. That's astounding. This takes that another step forward. Scarred Soul 13, I salute you. Awesome. Have we gone far enough? Yeah, probably. Let's stop here. I'm feeling tired. Probably won't let me sleep anyway. Like I said, it seems like a nothing. It is not a nothing. Let's put it down by the side of the Land Rover. Bit of shelter here. Bit of shelter from the breeze. That is madness. Now, I was just going to put the thumbnail as that, with just game changer. I might still do, actually. I haven't decided. I haven't come to edit yet. But that's not. That's no. I'm going to put it on the thumbnail too. That's not clickbait. That is not. That's a game changer right there. That's brilliant. I'm sorry if I'm going on about it, but it is. But on that sad note, well, happy note, but sad now because that's it for this week. That's it for me for an entire week. I'll see you again. Not sure what the date's going to be. 25th, so 26th, something like that. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape, or form. I hope you have a lovely weekend, whatever you end up doing, and have a lovely week next week. If you have found this useful and informative, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. As always, thanks for watching.